So, is the GR Corolla any good? Let's find out today. Alright, what's up guys, it's your boy Car Spec. We're just gonna figure out whether or not the GR Corolla is any good. So, this is a new car pack car. Car pass car, I should say. It is the last one, I'm pretty sure. If we check out here, I'm pretty sure it's the last one. Yes, it's the last car pass car, so I'm quite late into this. Anyways, we're gonna test out this car, whether or not it's actually competitive for racing online. So we're gonna, I guess, take it to something. We'll see what we got here. So we can make this rear wheel drive. And that's it. I was hoping for a front wheel drive swap, but there's none of that, so we can't really make this competitive in B class, I'm gonna assume. Oh, this thing has some customization. Okay, that's something. What else do we have? We got this, and then we got an adjustable wing, which is just a little like lip at the top there. What else we got? We got same thing over there for the rear bumper, and we also have street hood. Okay, cool. What about tires? What we got for here? So right now, stock tires or sport tires. All right. And how much width do we have going on here? 275s and then 275s at the front as well. Okay, cool. Interesting. You know something? Since it's sport tires stock, I'm gonna... Can I though? I don't think I can. No. I can't have anything less. Yeah. It is literally just locking me to sport tires. I can't have anything lower than that. No street tires and none of that. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, we'll just make an A class then, since we can't really make this thing competitive for B. So what we're gonna do is let's have that there. I'll go with different rims too. We want something lightweight, but also looks good too. These rims don't look too bad. I know it's like gold right now, it's not the right color, but it looks decent actually, so I'm gonna put that up. Since I'm making this A class, I'm gonna have max width the front and the rear. It also weighs a lot, so we're gonna have max weight reduction, sport brakes, race springs and damps. We're gonna have race anti-roll bars. We're gonna put sport transmission on. We're gonna keep on stock clutch and drive line. We're not gonna touch those yet. We're gonna give it a race diff, and now we're gonna just upgrade the engine. Okay, we're looking at like a 696 pi now, so obviously we can like keep upgrading that, but I think we're gonna need to put in some aero for the car. So I think we're gonna do since it's all-wheel drive, I don't think we really needs that much. Like, we're just gonna put in the wing, and that's it. I don't think we need a bumper. And we're just gonna add more power a little bit, just so that it balances out. Or 27 horsepower, 2,600 pounds. I don't know how much torque it has. Is interesting. I don't think that's pretty high at all, but let's put this in favorites and see how that compares to like other cars within the class. So yeah, so we have the F50 that's also the top of A class. That car has nearly 600 horsepower and weighs 3,000 pounds technically, and has 400 pound-feet. You compare that to the Corolla, has 420 pound-feet, weighs quite significantly less, and only has 430 horsepower. So it's not terrible. Comparing that to the RS6, the RS6 has 3,100 pounds, weighs that much, has 600 something horsepower, 133 pound-feet of torque. So it's kind of average. I don't think it's going to be that competitive just looking at the stats alone, but obviously we don't know how it will perform well overall. You know, just looking at the stats isn't going to really say much, so we're going to tune it a little bit and put it online to see if it's any good. But before we do that, which I almost forgot to do, we're just going to like make it a different color. I think we're going to make it blue, since this car does look pretty good in blue. Give it different color rims. I'm gonna do the brakes. Just give it wide brakes, calipers, and then yeah, it's ready to go. This thing is interesting. First impressions, I'm thinking this car handles pretty well. Like, I don't think I have to really do much else with the car. Seems like it's okay. At least at 48, like 48 is not terrible. I mean, I have to drive it a little more to see though, because I'm not really sure just yet. Because I did a 48 447. That is 43rd. And it's only just been about 2 hours since it's been up. So that's kind of okay. Like, I mean, that's not crazy in my opinion, but we're gonna tune it a little more because I'm not really happy with the turn in. It's kind of still understeering a little bit, so I think I'm gonna turn it down a little bit to maybe like a 25 anti-roll bars, just in case if you haven't seen all my tuning. This is kind of what it's about. It's kind of standard like race tuning. Nothing really crazy here. I'm just kind of like testing the waters to see how it is. I might make this a tune later on, you never know. Yeah, so after testing a little bit more, I did 48 314, so it's not terrible like in terms of like performance, at least on Sony circuit, and it's also the beginning of the week too, so it's not really a good representation. See how it performs at Hakubu as well, just to see, and then we'll actually go online. All right, so we managed to put out 57, which is decent. I mean, it's 140 something to play, so that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not bad. Just by testing on tracks, it seems anyway. But here's the true test. Will it actually perform well online? So let's find out right now. Okay, so we got a session here. I don't know how it's okay. This is the first race of this championship. Just A class, so we'll see how it is. There is one meta car in here. We have the Camaro up in front, but I think that's about all. You got the Ford GT as well, so you got two meta cars in here, so we'll see how it forms against these guys. Just by looking at the stats of the car and just, you know, driving it around those two tracks, it was decent. Like, I don't think it's going to be that competitive in this, just by looking at those, but you never know. There might be something special for this car. I'm not going to really be able to tell now whether or not it's actually good, just because there's not really much people in here. Sorry, my fault. So far it seems okay. Obviously the two main cars are in front. The Ford GT is just past me, and the Camaro is way ahead, so it's not going to be better than those cars, obviously. I'm just curious to see how it will perform in general, like in a full lobby of cars, of people just driving, you know, just racing. How will it do in that? You know what I mean? That's the real question of the day, in my opinion. Looks like we're not going to really find out really how it does in this race, particularly since it's not really, it's still similar amount of cars here. I mean, I'm going to be last year, just because everybody else is in a meta car, so we're just gonna have to see for the next race. One thing I will tell you from the get-go is that this car does not have enough power. That's something that I can just instantly tell you from the get-go. It just does not have enough power. If it had more of that, more power, I think it would actually do well, since it already corners well and all that stuff, right? Since it doesn't have enough power, which is kind of important requirement when it comes to racing in this game, it just will underperform. I mean, like, that's just kind of it. I think the only set of circuits that it will actually do in is like the Shah Muhammad, like the that one small circuit, or it's not really about how much power your car has. And like other small circuits or circuits that are just more corner heavy, it will probably do well in. But when it comes to sprints, it's kind of gonna suffer. So I don't think this car is gonna be any good for races. Obviously, you're not gonna put this in S1. you can't really do much for putting it in B class. If you just put it in B class as is, almost stock, it's not going to do well. Like, you need higher power for a car like that. It can't just come stock like that. You're just only performing 300 horsepower. We'll see how it actually does in legitimate full player lobby races. But okay, so this lobby has a little bit different things going on. The Ford GT is the only car that is meta here. Got a couple of other interesting cars here, so we'll see how it does against those cars. One thing that I can't deny about this car is that it does have good cornering ability. Like, it does corner well, but that's all it really has going for itself. It doesn't have that power, like, at all, right? Had it have more power, it would actually like be a pretty good car, but it doesn't have that. So it seems like the A50 up in front is a pretty good car, so we're not beating that. And we already know what the Ford GT is like, so we're not beating that. And then it just all comes down to these cars that are behind me, which I don't think are really good cars, but you never know with this class, to be honest. But, you know, it's fine. It's a car you can mess around in. It will perform well in its own car type, I'm pretty sure. But if you're taking this car to race competitively in A class, yeah, it's not going to work out, gang. You're not going to perform the way you want to, I would say. So, but maybe the A50 is another meta car, and I don't know at all. Well, it seems like we're not going to get the lobby we're expecting. We have a little bit more meta cars. We got another Ford GT here. I'm pretty sure I've seen a Honda Civic, but I don't know which one it was. There's another GR Corolla here, which is interesting. Got a Ford GT to worry about, though. I don't know what's going on with him. 180 just comes in the middle of nowhere. 280, 240, my fault. 240. It's not the 180. Hit him, my bad. All I can really do is just stay behind them. Can't really go for many moves right now. They messed up there. We got the inside line here. Okay. Is that I have the better build or a better driver? I have no idea. It did compliment me, but I don't think it was he meant it as a compliment. There's a lot of drivers that don't have good Ford GTs, or just doesn't drive that well in the Ford GT. So you might have a good chance at beating those type of drivers, but otherwise you're mainly gonna lose the Ford GT still, just because it is still one of the meta cars. You're definitely gonna use the Camaro. You're gonna lose to the A50 now, apparently, since that is a good car. Practically, you're gonna lose to any good car within this class. That's just kind of how things go. It's just an okay car. I can't really say anything else other than that. You know what I mean? And since we're not at we don't have a full lobby yet, I'm just gonna wrap it up after this race, because we kind of know the full story with this car. It just is okay, and that is it. It's all right. It's not bad, but it's not good. And with a car like that, you're not gonna really put it in these type of races to race competitively in. That's just kind of the deal there. A class, like I said again, is a high dominant class with a lot of different type of meta cars. So you just can't really roll with, you know, just an okay car. You need to have a good performing car for this class. That's kind of there. With B class, you can get away with it a little bit more. To have an okay car to do well in, you're only gonna I guess, lose to the Honda Beat and like the 2007 Honda Civic Type R. But that's kind of it, really. But considering the car itself is just not compatible really for B class, you have to put it in this class, and that's kind of that. I'm kind of holding my own against this Ford GT just a little bit, but this guy isn't the best driver, or he doesn't have the right tune. I don't know what it is really, so that's not really a good representation of how it will perform. Like, you know, he's just messing up. The other Ford GT guy is in first, I believe, ahead of the 850 CSI. So that's just kind of the deal breaker with this car. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's any good. It's just kind of average. So if you want to see more of this type of content, please like and subscribe. I will be making a lot more of these videos in the future. I'll keep it up every week. If there's a new car I can make a video on, I will do so. But I'll see you guys later. Peace.